Ever thought a simple kitchen ingredient like garlic could hold hidden, almost mystical power? While most people know garlic as a strong flavor for food, few realize it's whispered about in ancient texts as a powerful spiritual tool. What if garlic, this unassuming clove, has been guarding souls and purifying spaces for centuries? The Bible, along with other ancient beliefs, hints that garlic could be more than just a flavor boost. It could be a shield against spiritual harm, a purifier for body and soul. But is it really? And if so, how does it work? In this video, we'll dig deep into garlic's fascinating role throughout history, uncovering what might make it the ultimate secret weapon for spiritual protection. Get ready to discover a side of garlic you've never seen, one that's more powerful than you could have imagined. Garlic has a unique, almost mystical presence in the Bible, woven through subtle yet powerful moments as a symbol of protection. Just imagine it. Not just a kitchen staple, but an element revered for spiritual defense. In ancient times, believers would cling to garlic for its protective aura, almost like an invisible shield against unseen forces. Even today, many associate garlic with spiritual power, believing it offers a layer of protection to those who embrace its presence. It's like an ancient weapon hidden in plain sight. In the Bible, garlic isn't merely referenced for taste. It carries depth, symbolizing purity and protection. Spiritual leaders and sages have pointed to garlic as a physical emblem of spiritual strength. Ever wonder why garlic has this reputation? It may seem unusual, but there's a spiritual practice here, much like prayer or fasting, that believers find powerful. Holding garlic close, even placing it around homes or on altars, is a way people subtly say, "I am protected." Why garlic of all things? The Bible hints at its spiritual properties, and many say it offers not just physical protection, but shields the soul from harm. Think of it as a practical, daily reminder of faith's power. Using garlic as part of spiritual practice feels almost instinctive, as if it connects physicality to spirituality. It's easy to see how this natural element embodies a blend of strength and simplicity. For those searching for tangible spiritual tools, garlic serves as a gentle but steadfast ally. Imagine placing it by your bedside or carrying it with you, a quiet warrior that keeps dark influences at bay. There's power in this small, humble bulb that goes beyond culinary use, resonating with those who believe in its deeper potential. Even those who aren't deeply religious find comfort in garlic's ability to hold such symbolic weight. In various Bible passages, the idea of using tangible items for spiritual defense is not uncommon, and garlic fits right in. It's as if the Bible invites people to see the spiritual in the everyday, using garlic to ground their faith in the tangible world. Believers find that garlic, while simple, reminds them of the unwavering protection they have in their spiritual lives. Sometimes, what seems small can hold the greatest power. For anyone thinking about incorporating garlic into their spiritual journey, it's about intent. The Bible teaches that faith elevates simple objects to tools of protection and purpose. Placing garlic near doorways, for instance, is an ancient tradition believed to keep negativity out. A subtle but powerful act of faith. It's a practical step that brings comfort, reminding them of the Bible's guidance toward protection. The spiritual connection people feel toward garlic is, in part, about mindfulness. It's about taking something every day and elevating it to a protective measure. A spiritual tool as old as biblical texts, people feel more connected to their faith when they incorporate garlic. A small yet powerful act that embodies a larger sense of spiritual guardianship. It's a personal ritual, a quiet nod to an ancient belief system that still feels alive today. Garlic's power in the Bible isn't about superstition, but symbolism. It's a way of grounding faith, something tangible that holds meaning. For those skeptical about its role, just look at the rich history of people using simple objects to embody protection. It's about faith in the small things, trusting that even the ordinary can become extraordinary when aligned with purpose. Garlic is one way to feel secure, a reminder that faith can live in the smallest things. In essence, garlic serves as a bridge between the physical and spiritual, as seen through its symbolic presence in the Bible. This everyday item isn't just food, it's a shield, a form of spiritual grounding that keeps believers connected to their faith. It's not just about garlic itself, but what it represents. A commitment to faith's power to protect, purify, and uplift. And just like that, garlic remains an ancient yet timeless tool in the believer's journey. Garlic's history stretches back to some of humanity's earliest civilizations, where it was revered as much for its spiritual power as for its flavor. Ancient Egyptians, for example, saw garlic as more than food. It was a protector, a guardian against evil. They believed garlic could shield them from malevolent forces and even placed it in the tombs of pharaohs as a companion into the afterlife. Imagine carrying garlic with you, a silent guardian watching over each step. It's a connection to a rich, mystical past. The Greeks, too, leaned into garlic's supposed powers, regarding it as a sort of spiritual armor. Warriors consumed garlic before battle, hoping it would lend courage and protect them from harm. Think of it, a small clove acting like a personal amulet, boosting strength and confidence. Even in our modern lives, there's something profound about believing in objects that serve as protectors. Garlic wasn't just seasoning, it was courage, strength, and survival. For the Romans, garlic held a similar status, used in rituals to invoke protection and ward off the unknown. Roman soldiers marched into the unknown with garlic in their bags, believing its power would see them through. The act of carrying garlic, a small and unassuming object, brought a deep sense of reassurance. This tradition speaks to how humans are across ages, cling to simple symbols to find comfort and strength in life's uncertainties. Beyond Europe, garlic held symbolic weight in India and China, where it was believed to purify and protect the soul. Hindu priests used garlic in spiritual practices to cleanse and safeguard against evil influences, blending the spiritual with the medicinal. Even today, many in these cultures use garlic in rituals, trusting it to cleanse and protect. It's a timeless belief, one that makes garlic a kind of spiritual sentinel across cultures. What's fascinating is how garlic's spiritual role in ancient cultures parallels its uses in the Bible. Just as ancient cultures trusted garlic to ward off harm, so did early believers, finding comfort in its protective essence. This cross-cultural connection amplifies garlic's symbolic strength, a thread that binds traditions and beliefs from the ancient past to modern times. It's like garlic quietly carries wisdom across generations. Even in folklore, garlic was the legendary slayer of evil spirits, famously linked to tales of vampires and dark creatures. This symbolic power is still reflected today when people hang garlic near doors or windows, believing it forms a barrier against malevolence. It's a tradition that makes people feel secure, linking them to centuries of similar beliefs. Garlic, in this sense, acts as a spiritual anchor, grounding them in an ancient practice that spans centuries. Today, the cultural history of garlic offers a tangible way to connect with the past. Just placing garlic around the home or carrying it as a token can serve as a daily ritual that ties one to these old beliefs. It's like having a piece of ancient wisdom, a reminder that sometimes the simplest things offer the greatest protection. In modern life, this small act can serve as a comforting nod to those age-old customs. For anyone intrigued by garlic's ancient reputation, it's worth exploring these practices in a personal way. Why not try using garlic as a symbol of protection, perhaps placing it in places where you feel vulnerable? This isn't about superstition, it's about intention, a gesture that symbolizes guarding one's space and spirit. Think of it as a bridge to those who came before us, connecting through shared beliefs. Garlic's cultural significance is more than history. It's a living tradition. From ancient tombs to modern homes, it serves as a link between the spiritual and physical worlds, a reminder of human resilience against dark forces. With each use, people today step into an ancient legacy, participating in a tradition that countless others once held dear. Garlic remains a humble yet powerful reminder that sometimes, simple things carry the deepest meaning. Garlic's medicinal qualities are as legendary as its spiritual power, making it a staple in homes across the world. Known for its antibacterial and antiviral properties, garlic has long been a go-to remedy for various ailments. Imagine being able to fight off sickness with something as simple as a clove of garlic. In ancient times, healers would even carry garlic as a natural shield against plagues and diseases. It's not just flavor, it's fortification. The Bible doesn't delve deeply into medicine, but garlic's health benefits seem to parallel the spiritual protection it symbolizes. Just as it's thought to guard the spirit, garlic physically shields the body from illness, making it a kind of holistic protector. People still use garlic in home remedies today, from soups to teas, seeking to build their resilience. It's fascinating how garlic connects the dots between physical health and spiritual well-being. Take a moment to consider the power of garlic as a natural remedy in our own lives. Whether it's adding it to meals or even making a garlic-based tonic, people have trusted it for centuries. Garlic soup, for example, is believed to boost immunity, especially in colder months when sickness is common. It's like bringing a piece of ancient wisdom into the kitchen, combining culinary delight with health benefits. Throughout history, doctors and herbalists prescribed garlic to strengthen the heart and cleanse the blood. Even modern science acknowledges that garlic can help lower blood pressure and cholesterol, proving what ancient healers seem to know intuitively. Just imagine, by simply incorporating garlic into meals, people tap into a legacy of health benefits that have stood the test of time. It's a small step toward a healthier body and spirit. In many cultures, garlic was a trusted remedy for lung and throat issues, especially effective in treating colds and respiratory ailments. There's even a tradition of placing garlic cloves near a person's bed to ward off infections while they sleep. This practice shows the depth of belief in garlic's power to protect and heal. Adding garlic to a warm drink or meal can be a simple, nurturing way to guard one's health. For those looking to explore garlic's health benefits more deeply, there are countless ways to use it beyond cooking. For example, crushing a clove and mixing it with honey is a popular remedy for colds and sore throats. Many believe this combo fights off germs while soothing the throat, creating a natural remedy that's both effective and comforting. It's like having an ancient apothecary right at home. Even today, garlic capsules and supplements are widely used, especially among people who can't consume it in its raw form. These alternatives offer the same benefits as raw garlic, allowing anyone to access its health benefits. It's like a modern twist on an ancient practice, making garlic's medicinal qualities accessible to everyone. Whether in food or supplement form, garlic remains a cherished health ally. The medicinal value of garlic isn't limited to physical health. It has an uplifting effect on the spirit too. Knowing that you're taking care of yourself with natural remedies can inspire a sense of empowerment and self-care. Adding garlic to daily routines is more than just health. It's a way to nurture oneself, to protect both body and soul. This humble ingredient is a daily reminder of the body's ability to heal and thrive. Garlic's medicinal benefits are a testament to how simple, natural remedies can make a big difference. Every time someone reaches for garlic to boost health, they connect with a long lineage of healers. From ancient civilizations to today, it's a small, everyday ritual that strengthens the body and uplifts the spirit. And in a way, garlic continues to bridge the past with the present, keeping people strong and connected to age-old wisdom. In certain Christian traditions, garlic has been more than just an ingredient. It's a symbol of faith used in rituals for protection and purification. Orthodox Christians, for example, sometimes include garlic in blessings or place it near altars to keep away harmful influences. Imagine the comfort this brings, a tangible reminder of divine protection. This small gesture ties believers to practices that span centuries, linking faith to action. Garlic isn't just folklore here. It's a token of spiritual defense. The use of garlic in Christian rituals also reflects a bridge between ancient practices and faith. Many people find reassurance in having something physical to represent spiritual protection, a way to shield their homes and loved ones. Garlic, placed near entrances or even in small sachets, serves as a quiet prayer, a safeguard for those who believe. It's like carrying a piece of faith, present yet invisible, felt but unseen. In Orthodox Christianity, rituals often include sensory elements to evoke a strong spiritual atmosphere, and garlic can play a part in that. By using garlic, believers don't just rely on intangible beliefs. They involve all senses in their spiritual experience. The smell, sight, and touch of garlic remind them of the power of God's protection in a real, palpable way. This practice grounds their faith, bringing it closer to everyday life. Even for those outside Orthodox traditions, garlic can serve as a simple yet powerful emblem of spiritual safeguarding. Whether through a personal prayer or a simple gesture, placing garlic around the home is a ritual that echoes through generations. It's as if each clove represents a layer of divine armor, a silent protector rooted in faith. This small act becomes a spiritual habit, much like lighting a candle or saying a quiet prayer. One beautiful aspect of these rituals is that they don't require special training or status. Any believer can use garlic as a symbol of protection. For those seeking a way to feel spiritually grounded, this ritual is accessible and deeply personal. Holding garlic, placing it in meaningful spaces, or even sharing it with family becomes an act of shared faith. It's a tradition that belongs to everyone. Simple yet profoundly sacred. Garlic's role in Christian rituals highlights a practice of faith that doesn't always need words or explanations. Much like a cross worn around the neck, garlic offers silent assurance. Believers may not talk about it openly, but for many, garlic is a small, steady reminder that they are spiritually protected. It's a quiet faith, expressed through action rather than proclamation. This understated ritual creates a personal sanctuary wherever they go. To those practicing these traditions, garlic becomes a symbol of purity, a way to keep spaces spiritually clean and welcoming. It's common to see it near doorways or windows, areas where people want protection the most. This act goes beyond superstition. It's about setting intentions for peace, harmony, and divine guardianship in the home. Garlic becomes part of the house, almost like a guardian angel by the door. When someone incorporates garlic in these rituals, they're making a statement about what they value and who they believe protects them. It's a way to invite spiritual presence into their daily life, a reminder of their connection to a faith that watches over them. This simple act of faith transforms garlic from a culinary herb to a tool of spiritual mindfulness, a quiet yet powerful gesture of trust. In this way, garlic's presence isn't just symbolic, it's deeply affirming. Using garlic in Christian rituals speaks to the idea that faith can be practiced in the simplest ways. It shows how something as ordinary as garlic can carry deep, spiritual significance. Believers who include garlic in their rituals are tapping into an ancient practice that feels refreshingly relevant today. It's a quiet assurance, a reminder that protection is always close by. And with that, garlic serves as a small yet constant guardian, connecting the earthly to the divine. In the Bible, garlic surprisingly becomes a symbol of both longing and liberation, tied to the story of the Israelites in Egypt. When the Israelites remembered the garlic they ate in Egypt, it was a bittersweet memory of past comforts. Though garlic reminded them of a familiar taste, it was also a tie to a life of bondage. This longing became a struggle between comfort and freedom, a subtle but powerful reminder that some things are best left behind. Garlic here becomes a taste of the past, a symbol of what was, but also of what was left behind. Garlic's role in the Israelites' journey is a reminder of the emotional ties that sometimes hold us back. It's easy to miss the comforts of past habits, even when they're linked to something restrictive. In this way, garlic represents those small things we cling to that may hinder our growth. Like the Israelites, one might feel torn between familiar comforts and the promise of new, liberating paths. Sometimes, letting go of these attachments becomes an essential step in moving forward. For anyone on a journey of personal growth, garlic in this context offers an interesting reflection. Think about habits or memories that bring comfort, yet don't align with a new direction. Just as the Israelites had to let go of the memory of garlic in Egypt, people today may need to release habits or comforts that no longer serve them. It's a subtle yet powerful lesson about freedom and the choices that come with it. Garlic becomes more than a spice. It's a reminder of choosing paths that lead to liberation. This association with garlic and liberation continues to resonate, as many find themselves attached to things that feel familiar but keep them from progressing. The Bible's use of garlic in this context isn't about the ingredient itself, but about what it represents: nostalgia for a past life that was restrictive. Sometimes, people need a symbolic reminder to let go of what once was to fully embrace what could be. Garlic becomes a quiet teacher, guiding toward freedom. For the Israelites, garlic held a memory of physical sustenance in Egypt, a place that, though secure in some ways, was a place of oppression. It's interesting to see how the Bible uses something as simple as garlic to convey a deeper message about freedom and attachment. This teaches that true liberation often means moving beyond physical or emotional comforts. Garlic serves as a small yet profound reminder of the price of freedom, a choice to step into the unknown. In many ways, garlic in this story can relate to personal experiences of release. Imagine clinging to familiar routines, foods, or even relationships that, while comforting, may no longer support your growth. The story of the Israelites encourages reflection on what garlic represents in your own life. It's a gentle nudge to examine those attachments and ask if they're truly beneficial. Garlic here is a prompt, a small way to consider life's choices and the freedom they can bring. On a broader level, garlic as a symbol of liberation opens the door to exploring themes of comfort zones versus new paths. Much like the Israelites' journey, personal growth often requires releasing what feels safe and familiar. This doesn't mean abandoning everything, but perhaps shifting perspective on what's truly nourishing. In this way, garlic becomes an emblem of change, a call to explore beyond comfort zones for a greater purpose. Even today, the memory of garlic in Egypt resonates for those who feel pulled by the past while aiming for a future of growth. It's common to feel this tension between old comforts and new directions, just as the Israelites did. Garlic, in its simplest form, reminds us that memories can be cherished without keeping us bound. This story teaches the value of appreciating past lessons while embracing the freedom of what lies ahead. Garlic's journey with the Israelites serves as a metaphor for anyone navigating the balance between memory and progress. It's not about erasing the past, but understanding how some comforts may not align with new directions. In this way, garlic represents a lesson on liberation. Freedom isn't just a destination, it's a choice made with each step forward. And so, garlic's presence in the Bible becomes a quiet, powerful symbol of breaking free, opening the path for the next part of the journey. So, after learning about the ancient powers attributed to garlic, what do you think? Could this humble ingredient truly serve as a spiritual shield? Imagine the potential of incorporating such a simple yet powerful element into your life, both physically and spiritually. What if garlic really does offer that sense of protection and cleansing hinted at in sacred texts? If you're curious to dive deeper into these spiritual mysteries and apply them in your own life, why not explore more ways to bring these teachings into your daily routine? Let us know in the comments if you've tried any of these practices or if you're inspired to start. And if you want to keep uncovering hidden truths like these, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's so much more to discover together.